A few weeks ago, I posted one question in a local real estate subreddit. Does anyone actually care about build quality in new construction or just how it looks? I expected a few replies. It got over 30,000 views and hundreds of comments, and almost everyone circled the same instinct, that new construction looks better than it actually is built. And once I show you what those comments actually reveal, you will never walk into a new build the same way again. Hi, I'm Abigail Anderson. I'm a realtor here on the Eastside, and reading the gap between what a house looks like and what it is actually my whole job. I've watched buyers fall for brand new construction that won't hold up and walk right past older homes that will outlast all of them. Let's start fair, because new construction isn't fake, and I'm not here to talk you out of wanting it. Nobody's lived there before you. No deferred maintenance, no 20-year-old water heater you inherit. Everything's under warranty. Workmanship for the first year. The big systems longer than that. The HVAC, the installation, the electrical, all build to current code, which usually means it's more efficient than a home built 20 or 30 years ago. And the layouts are designed for how people actually live right now. Open kitchens, primary suites where you actually want them. And then there's the part that's not logistical at all. It's emotional. You're the first owner, first person to walk that carpet, open those cabinets, use that shower. That's the real pull. I don't think anyone's wrong for wanting that. The appeal of new construction is real. It's just an appeal about being first, not about being built well. Being first and being built well are two different promises, and new construction only guarantees one of them. Here's where hundreds of those comments turned skeptical, and it only took less than a sentence each time. Think about a stage set versus a real house. A stage set looks finished from where the audience sits. Walk around the back and it's plywood and exposed nail. A lot of new construction is built the same way. Finished for the 30 minutes you're touring it with an agent, not for the 30 years you'll actually live in it. People kept naming the same handful of things. Cabinet boxes made of particle board instead of plywood, vinyl plank flooring marked like premium upgrade, when it's really a budget stand-in for real wood it's imitating. Hollow core doors instead of solid, hardware that looks high-end in a photo and loosens within the first year. The face of the finished package is the marketing, and what's underneath is the receipt. The walkthrough shows you the costume, it never shows you what's underneath it. So why does this keep happening? Build after build after build. It's not that anyone's being careless on purpose. Production builders work on a schedule, and a schedule leaves room for every detail to get done right. Drywall goes up before insulation caps get caught. Trim gets nailed in fast instead of fitted carefully. Speed and precision pull against each other, and on a tight schedule, speed wins almost every time. And then the marketing leans into words like luxury and designer on finished packages that up close are mid-grade at best. That's not a materials problem anymore, that's a trust problem. The words people kept using in the comments were overpriced and won't age well. Not because new construction doesn't work, it works fine on day one. The complaint was whether what they paid for actually matched what they got. A $400,000 finished package sitting on top of a builder grade frame is still underneath all of it a builder grade frame. Here's where the comments actually split into two different buyers. Everything so far covered the group who still bought new anyway, complaints and all. But there is a second group, and what they chose instead says more than the complaints ever did. Here's what they did. So what were people actually choosing when they had a choice? A clear group said that they'd rather buy an older home and remodel it themselves than buy brand new. And it wasn't really about saving money. A lot of them said that the total ends up landing roughly in the same range as new construction once you factor in real remodel. What they actually wanted was different. They wanted to see exactly where every dollar went. A tile they picked and priced themselves. A door they picked and priced themselves. Nobody folding a builder's margin into a number they never see broken down. And there's a side effect nobody talks about. When you remodel a house that's already 20, 30, 40 years old, you already know how it held up. The framing, the plaster, the hardwood, whatever's original already survived a test that a brand new house hasn't even taken yet. And to be fair, remodeling isn't risk-free. You don't always know what's behind the wall until you open it up. Sometimes permitting slows things down. A bad contractor can cost you more than buying new would have in the first place. But that's the actual trade. With new construction, you're trusting someone else's decisions bundled into one price, made months before you ever walked through the door. With remodel, you're making every decision yourself and you can see exactly where that money went. New construction sells you a finished decision. A remodel lets you make the decision yourself. So, if all of this is sitting right there in the comments, why does new construction premium still work? Why does it still sell? Because scarcity does the talking. In a lot of these markets, there just aren't that many listings right now. So a new build shows up clean, available, and ready to close, and it doesn't have to compete against dozen other showings that week. Buyers aren't only buying a house, they're buying an ending to the search and to every decision that comes with it. A brand new build ends the search the fastest because someone already made every one of those decisions for you. There's also a comparison trap. Walk a brand new build against a dated older home that hasn't been touched in 20 years. And of course, the new one wins on the spot. Nobody's comparing it to what the older home could actually become. They're comparing finished against unfinished, and finished always wins the showing. The premium people are paying isn't really buying quality. A lot of the time, it's buying an exit from having to make any of those decisions at all. You're not always paying for the house. Sometimes you're paying someone else to make the decisions for you. So here's what actually matters if you're making this decision right now. If you're buying new construction, claw some of that control back before you close. Bring your own third-party inspector, not the one the builder recommends. Ask about the builder's track record on homes that are 5 or 10 years old, not just the model you're standing in. Ask how many homes their site superintendent is running at once, because that tells you how many decisions actually got real attention. If you're buying an older home, remember that every original material is still standing, already made its case. Don't let it get mistaken for outdated just because it isn't shiny. That's not a decision the market gets to make for you. It's the one you make for yourself by actually looking closely. The warranty's real, the efficiency's real, but who controlled the decision behind finish you're standing in? That's the part you actually have to go and find out yourself. A house doesn't tell you who made the decision in it. You have to go and ask. Here's the part that actually ties all of this together, and it's not new versus old. It's who's making the decision. When you buy new construction, you're trusting builders' decisions bundled into one price made months before you ever walked through the door. But when you buy older and remodel, you're the one making the decision, and you can see exactly where the money went. That's the real split in these comments. It was never really about the age of the house. It was about who was actually in control of the quality. Before you pay premium for new, ask yourself who actually made the decision behind it. Because more often than not, what people actually want isn't new. They want the decisions back in their own hands. And if you're weighing new construction against an older home right now, this is exactly the kind of decision I help Eastside buyers work through. Bellevue, Kirkland, Mercer Island, and beyond. The link's in the description. I'm Abigail Anderson, Realtor here on the East Side, and I'll see you in the next one.